Now, Lulu could afford the cost of plastic surgery, and as you saw, did it primarily for cosmetic reasons. But what if you can't afford it? And your reason isn't just about looking younger. Imagine that you were born biologically male, but inside you completely identify as female. Not all transgender people want to alter their bodies, but many do. It's about aligning your physical appearance with your internal identity. For transgender women who are low income, the ability to pass as a female can make the difference in being able to simply get a job, put food on the table, or avoid the very real threat of violence. The stakes are higher for trans women, and not surprisingly, some women will go to some pretty extreme measures to enhance their feminine appearance.
This was our second annual Solidarity March. It's a march against oppression, a march against injustice.
I was able to walk down openly, down Knickerbocker, Bushwick, Brooklyn, my neighborhood, my city, because, you know, I'm a Bushwicker, I'm born in Brooklyn.
Most of the time we are targeted for being who we are, for expressing ourselves.
This right here is not what it's supposed to be.
Some of the girls that I've known, they had bottles thrown at them around here.
It's kind of rough out there. I mean, you got the Jamaicans, what are all West Indians, basically, and they're not too friendly with transgenders or even people in the life, period.
When I was transitioning, I went through a lot. You know, even with adults, even with kids, you know, saying, "Mommy, what's that? Mommy, what's that?" Right in my face, and the parents wouldn't say nothing to them, you know? But that gave me more strength to be myself, to be open, and also to try to look more passable.
I've always felt that I was a girl in the wrong body, I guess, because I used to sit in my room in the dark, praying literally to God that when I go to bed and I go to sleep, that when I wake up, I can look in the mirror and I can see a girl staring back at me. I feel that I'm feminine and I feel that I'm beautiful, but I don't feel that I'm as passable as I could or should be. I need people to be able to see me as I see myself.
Taking hormones is a way to transition a body physically and chemically from masculine to feminine to reflect the true nature of the person on the inside. But obtaining a full hormone treatment of anti-androgens and estrogens, especially with a prescription from a doctor, can be difficult.
Cuando yo recorrí al médico, se puso en una postura como que ignoraba eso, como que él no podía recetarme unas hormonas porque eso no eran para mí, y me dijo que él no podía hacer eso, y se puso en una forma así que yo pues me frustré y no me quedó otro remedio que buscarlas afuera sin receta médico.
I asked my doctor for them, and he was like, "No, I'm not going to give you that. You have to go to an institution." That's what forced me to go into the black market. I did buy like 3 times in the street.
I would get the Premarin patches, I would get the estrogen cream, I would get the pills. I was overdosing on that stuff.
When you go to a black market hormone spot, you're not being prescribed those hormones. And technically, when you're on a hormone regimen, you are supposed to have an endocrinologist monitoring your liver and your physicality to make sure that the hormones are doing what they're supposed to.
Siento como que me están dando unos efectos. Tengo un poco de miedo porque he sentido como algunos dolores en mis pechos y también siento como algunos calambres en mis piernas.
You are putting yourself at risk to have some type of physical breakdown. I myself had to have my gallbladder removed 5-6 years ago. I thought to myself, maybe I overdid it with my hormone intake. Maybe I was overdosing myself.
I smoke cigarettes, there's a risk there. I take hormones, that's a risk there. Everything you do is a risk even walking outside the door.
It's hard when you are a trans woman and you have certain features about yourself that may not be the norm of what a female image is supposed to look like. So then you start thinking of ways of going about feminizing yourself, doing it in ways that is going to be low cost, even if it means, okay, I don't have thousands of dollars to go see a cosmetic surgeon, but you know, I have a couple hundred, maybe I can go see this girl down the street and she can, you know, pump me with silicone in her living room. I was interested in possibly getting pumped. I wanted to do the research around it, and I wanted to make sure that I educated myself around what are the consequences. Okay?
That's silicone?
This is silicone. 100% industrial grade silicone bought from a hardware store. And guess what? If I was a silicone pumper, I'm gonna take this home, put it in a jar with a little bit of baby oil, mix it up, make it nice and loose, okay? And start calling up the girls for a pumping party, okay? There's a lot of risks behind this.
Free-form silicone is not contained in an implant. It is pumped with a syringe directly into the tissues of the body to achieve an instant feminine form in the cheeks, breasts, or buttocks.
I decided to get work done, get pumped, basically because for a long time I felt, okay, I was doing good. The past before was good at one point, but I always said, you can always enhance.
I wanted like body. I'm Puerto Rican and I've always felt that women with curves is more attractive. I went to this person and she got these like big syringe needles, like huge. I had to lie like on a table, collapsible table that they use for like massage or something. And I had to sit there for a while she was pumping this stuff, and I could feel it separating like the tissue from, and it was very painful. And what she does so that it doesn't leak and you don't do any like strenuous movements or any sharp movements, she puts crazy glue on the holes of the puncture holes where the syringe needles were to keep it from leaking. She did a fantastic job on me. I have no complaints, at least thus far. But the person that did do me was responsible for certain cases that went really bad. And one of them being a girlfriend of mine, she had had her breasts filled with this liquid form of silicone. And she wound up having a pulmonary embolism. And she was hospitalized and she almost died.
When you're a trans girl and you want to be accepted as a woman, you do just about anything to fit that mold, especially if you're a young kid who's homeless and unemployed, and all you have is the money that you make off of sex work to basically survive off of, then, you know, the silicone pumping doesn't seem like such a bad idea.
I never pumped myself with silicone, but I think it's important for a lot of the girls, for their self-esteem, for their safety, and I think to be more passive. They really don't focus that in 5 years from now, if they pump it in their cheeks, it could be down on their jaw in 5 years. Or if they do it in their buttocks, that'll drop all the way down.
Realmente es como una bomba de tiempo, porque la silicona se corre un riesgo muy grande, porque eso es como inyectarte un cemento adentro de tu cuerpo.
I think that there are more trans leaders coming out of the communities that are developing their own skills around health and whatever else, and are putting it back into the community. This is my first year as coordinator of Trans Justice.
Eso lo quiero que recalcar a las chicas, que se acerquen y pidan información para que se eduquen, cómo poder sobrellevar esa vida de transgénero para un futuro ellas puedan tener una vida mejor.
My advice to the younger generation, slow down, don't come out Monday saying I'm gay, Tuesday you want to be a woman, and Wednesday you trying to get pumped. Take time, live the life, make sure it's something you want to do.
I feel that I did rush it, and I would recommend for those who may want to listen to my advice is to just take it one step at a time, because your life is so much more important than trying to hurry through these hurdles. And you don't want to jump into a swimming pool without looking first whether or not there's water.